So let's say your product is ready. What next? Next is that frantic rush where you start posting ads left, right, and center wherever you can find space on the internet so that you can start marketing and selling. Now take some time and think about this. Would you go out there and shout out from the rooftops to one and all about your product? Or rather, would you go and talk to a select few with whom your chances of selling the product are high? That brings us to the question that who is this ideal target customer or user persona, as it is technically sometimes called? Say you are selling luxury cars. Someone tells you that in a remote location in a rural area, huge billboards are costing really less. Now, would you put up a billboard there? Obviously not. Don't take me wrong, I'm not trying to stereotype here, but your chances of selling a luxury car are more if you put a billboard in an upmarket area where people who are more likely to buy your product reside. The decision that you just took was identifying your ideal target customer. A person who is very likely to buy your product because of certain characteristics that they possess, which make your product very suitable to them. To simplify identifying this ideal target customer, I have created a Google Sheet template where you can specify parameters to first arrive at your target customer, identify the characteristics for each such parameter, and your ideal user persona will reveal itself. Not only that, you can even map this user persona's journey from awareness to evangelism where he starts promoting your product. This is absolutely critical from various aspects, especially from the paid marketing aspects. So pay good attention to see how we can make this happen. This user persona template that you see is mainly going to be used in two ways. One is when you will do the paid marketing, your marketing team, whether it is outsourced or it is in house, will definitely ask you the kind of user that you expect will click on your ad. Now, instead of giving a random verbal description of who that user is going to be, you need to define that user on the basis of core parameters. That is what this user persona template does. And the second sheet, as you will see, is going to help your product team, especially your UI UX team, to plan your website or your app in such a way so that the likelihood of a prospect getting converted to a sale or a customer who stays with you for lifelong is really high. So these are the two ways in which you can use this user persona template. Now, the first thing that you do here is you have to identify the parameters on the basis of which you are going to identify the user persona. You will identify parameters like age, their role, their income, their spending habits, demographics, marital status, gender, whether they have kids or not, what are their education, and what you see down here in yellow. These are going to help your marketing team target your paid ads to the right kind of people. For example, in my case, when I talk to startup founders, when I run ads which I expect startup founders to see, I mention influencers whom they would already follow. For example, I target people who follow Steve Jobs, I target people who follow Dhirubhai Ambani, and so on and so forth. The kind of books that they read, my kind of users, they read magazines like Entrepreneur and so on. So basically, on the basis of these parameters, you will define the characteristics of your ideal user persona. So age could have many ranges. Now, for each kind of range, you will try to identify the characteristics of this kind of user. Now, what you do is, once you have identified the parameters and the characteristics, based on a permutation and combination, you give a name to each kind of customer. For example, based on a permutation and combination of age and say income. So, for example, suppose a 25 to 30-year-old who is earning 12 lakh to 24 lakh per annum, you will give them a name. Okay, so for example, this will be some kind of young person whom you will give a name, a just married person, a manager who is, in the a middle-aged kind of a manager, or could be, a CEO of a company, or could be a rural customer, which will be based on location and other demographics. So each kind of permutation and combination of a person whom you think is most likely to buy from you, you give them a name so that you can identify this person by a random name. And this is the kind of why you do this is so that when you are sitting in a marketing meeting and you are planning ads, you can tell your marketing team that this time I want to plan ads for CEO Chetan, or for this time I want to plan ads for Just Married Jay. And that helps your marketing team to understand which kind of user you are talking about, and they can run customized ads for particular users rather than running an ad which can generally cater to the whole population. Such ads don't give effective results. So that is the first thing that you will do, and you will define their financial needs, their interests. And one more thing to note here is, it is not mandatory that you go with these parameters only. You may have different kind of parameters depending on what kind of business you are into. For example, if you are in the healthcare business, there could be a parameter which describes the kind of ailments that users generally have. So, highly diabetic or non-diabetic or whatever. So it could depend on your industry. So the parameters would different, and accordingly the characteristics would also be different. That is upon you to creatively identify that aspect of your user persona. Now, once you have identified your user persona, what we do now is the sheet has divided the thought process of that user into various different stages. There is an awareness stage, followed by a research stage, then there is an evaluate and compare stage. So what we are saying is, first the user becomes aware about you, then the user becomes aware about the need for a particular product or a service which maybe you are providing. Somehow the user becomes aware. Then he does research to find out who is providing this kind of service. Once he knows who is providing this kind of service, he will evaluate and compare to decide whom he should go with for that particular product. So there can be multiple people who are providing that product. He is evaluating and comparing. Then what he does is, finally he reaches a stage where he commits to one particular person who provides that particular product which satisfies his needs. Once he has committed, he has paid, he has bought the product, he goes into a use and monitor stage. This is the place where he starts using it and he is monitoring whether that product is giving him what he thought about. After he is done with that, he will refine and review that, okay, this is what I got from the product, but I still need this. Once he is done with that, then he reaches the advocate stage where he goes and he recommends your product to users. So these are the various stages which we have identified. Now, what we do is, for each kind of user persona that you have identified, we will think about his thoughts and feelings in the awareness stage. For example, when he is in the awareness stage, his thoughts and feelings are that, suppose he was looking at a job. So he needs to keep switching jobs to get more and more exposure. If the current company doesn't give me variety, it is time to move on. This is what he's thinking when he's aware of the need that, yes, I want to change my job. What he does is, he asks his friends as to what they are learning. He always makes it a point to read social media posts which talk about new jobs, and he'll attend a seminar or a webinar if someone is talking about the kind of job that he's interested in. At this point, his vibes are positive. His touch points, where does he go? What mediums does he go? Are these mediums? Moment of truth, is this a defining moment for him where he wants to take that action? Yes, because he's suddenly aware and he knows that he needs to do something about it. Now, which team in your startup will take care of this? Your marketing team will take care of this, in the sense it will create an opportunity for this user so that his inquisitivity is flamed more. So, what they will do, your marketing team has to reach out to such an audience using the digital medium, and then using awareness campaigns, webinar, you are trying to instigate his awareness. You are trying to make him more inquisitive. So, that is what are the thoughts and feelings and the actions that you will take to ensure that his thoughts and feelings now go to the next stage, which is the research stage. Again, in the research stage, you will again bifurcate his thoughts and feelings, his actions, and what all are the touch points, and which team has to use those touch points to reach out to the user to satisfy his thoughts and feelings and make him take action in the research stage. And in a similar manner, during evaluate and compare stage, you will put forward, probably what you will do is that your marketing team will ensure that the SEO is so strong, your search engine optimization is so strong that when the user is researching, you are listed on the top. So during the research stage, when he is evaluating so many competitors and he is evaluating you, and he does a Google search, and if your search comes up on top, you have won the race over there. And that is a special effort that your marketing team takes to ensure that during this stage the user's needs are taken care of. So, going in the same way at the commit stage, you make sure you give him a payment gateway so that he quickly makes the payment and goes ahead and commits to your product. During the use and monitor stage, you will constantly be in touch with him to find out whether he actually got what he wanted. During the refine and review stage, you will get back to him with feedback. And finally, at the end, when he is satisfied with your product, he got what he wanted, take the chance, make sure you actually make hay while the sun shines, and send out a feedback form to him, rather a referral kind of a scheme to him, where you tell him that now that you're happy with my product, refer me to more customers. So at that time his thoughts and feelings are, yes, I'm very happy with the product. What is your development team doing? Have they created a referral program, and has your marketing team taken out that referral program through various mediums so that the customer can give you a good feedback and can refer you to 3 more other customers or 10 more other customers? So what we did using this template was identified our user persona and walked him through various stages, understood what he felt, and took actions so that we can give him what he wants at every stage in his journey. And this same thing can be used by a product team also, so that when they create the website or the app, they know what they have to show the customer at each point of his user journey so that he goes on to the next step.